In 2025, Marcus was invited to speak at a community leadership forum, one of those quiet but powerful gatherings where stories mattered more than titles. He stood at the podium dressed simply. No designer suit. No loud symbols of wealth. Just him. "I grew up believing love had conditions," he said. "That success qualified you for respect." The room was silent. "I was told I wasn't a son because I didn't have money." A few gasps escaped the audience. His mother sat in the third row. She hadn't known he would say that. Her hands trembled in her lap. Marcus continued, "But the truth is, poverty doesn't erase identity. And wealth doesn't create it." Applause followed, slow at first, then strong. His mother felt every clap like a mirror. For years, she had shaped her children's worth in public praise and private neglect. Now the community was hearing what she once refused to admit. After the event, whispers spread. Not gossip, reflection. Some parents went home quieter than usual. Some children slept feeling seen for the first time. A woman approached Marcus's mother. "That was your son," she said gently. "You raised a strong man." His mother forced a smile. "Yes," she replied. "But I almost broke him." That night, she couldn't sleep. For the first time, shame wasn't loud, it was honest. She called Marcus the next morning. Not to ask for help. Not to defend herself. "I need to say this without anyone watching," she said. Marcus listened. "I didn't just reject you," she continued. "I trained your siblings to believe love had ranks." Marcus closed his eyes. "That damaged all of us." "Yes," she whispered. "And I own that." No excuses followed. Just silence. And accountability. Marcus didn't rush reconciliation. He knew healing wasn't about pretending everything was fine. He visited occasionally. Stayed briefly. Left gently. He didn't perform sonship anymore. He lived it, on his own terms. His siblings noticed. They stopped comparing. Stopped competing. They started listening. Months later, Marcus's foundation partnered with local schools. His mother volunteered quietly. No titles, no recognition. One child asked her, "Why do you help us?" She smiled sadly. "Because I once failed to help someone who needed me most." The child nodded, not fully understanding, but feeling the sincerity. One evening, Marcus sat alone, journaling. "I was poor and unloved, then rich and claimed, now whole and free." He smiled. He no longer needed validation from the woman who gave him life, because he had given himself permission to live. The past rarely announces itself politely. It called Marcus on a rainy night. Unknown number. Late hour. He almost ignored it. "Hello," he answered. "Marcus," the voice said weakly. "It's your mother." His chest tightened, not with anger, but caution. "I didn't want to call," she continued, "but something from your childhood has returned." Marcus sat up. "What happened?" She hesitated. "Your father's family." That name reopened a sealed room in his memory. A family that vanished when life became hard. A man who never defended him. A silence that lasted decades. "They found out about your success," she said quietly. "They're asking questions." Marcus exhaled slowly. "So," he said, "now I exist again." They met at a small cafe. Marcus arrived first. When the man walked in, older and smaller than memory allowed, Marcus recognized him immediately. No hug. No handshake. Just two men sitting across from each other. "I heard you're doing well," the man said. Marcus nodded. "I am." "I should have been there," his father added quickly. Marcus studied him calmly. "When?" The man looked down. "When I had nothing?" Marcus asked. "When my own mother said I wasn't her son? Or now, when my name has value?" Silence answered. "I didn't come for money," his father said finally. Marcus leaned back. Then you came too late. His mother waited at home, restless. She remembered defending that man once. He'll change, she told herself back then. He never did. Now Marcus was doing what she couldn't, speaking truth without fear. When Marcus returned, she asked quietly, "How did it go?" He replied calmly, "I didn't chase a father. I closed a chapter." She nodded. And for once, she didn't argue. Days later, an offer came. Not directly. Through a lawyer. They wanted Marcus to support the extended family. In return, they would publicly claim him. Marcus laughed softly when he heard. "So now identity has a price tag," he said. He declined. Firmly. That night, his mother knocked on his door. She hadn't done that in years. "I defended people who hurt you," she said. "And hurt you myself." Marcus listened. "I don't ask you to fix this family," she continued. "I ask you to live free from it." Marcus felt something loosen in his chest. "That," he said gently, "is the first thing you've ever given me without conditions." Marcus moved forward. He expanded his foundation. Mentored quietly. Loved intentionally. He no longer proved anything. Because the boy who was once told he wasn't a son had become a man who didn't need approval to belong. The invitation surprised everyone. Marcus's foundation was hosting its annual community dinner. Students, parents, mentors, local leaders. No luxury. Just long tables, shared stories, and honest conversations. Marcus sat quietly near the side. He never liked the spotlight. Halfway through the program, the host announced, "We have a short message from one of our volunteers." His mother stood up. Marcus didn't know she would speak. She walked slowly to the microphone. The room grew quiet, not because she was famous, but because pain has a way of commanding silence. "My name is Evelyn," she began, "and I am Marcus's mother." A pause. "I once told my own son he wasn't my child because he had no money." Gasps rippled through the hall. Marcus's chest tightened, but he didn't stand. He didn't interrupt. "I rewarded success," she continued, voice shaking, "and punished struggle. I confused provision with love." Tears ran freely now. "When my son became rich, I claimed him again. And that was wrong." The room was frozen. "I stand here to say this publicly," she said, looking directly at Marcus. "Before I ever deserved to say it privately, I failed him." Silence followed. Then something rare. Respectful applause. Not loud. Not celebratory. But acknowledging. Marcus stood, not to speak, but to meet her eyes. He nodded once. And that was enough. After the event, people approached Evelyn quietly. Some hugged her. Some thanked her. Some said nothing. But everyone remembered. Back home, she sat alone, exhausted. She hadn't gained favor. She had lost her mask. And strangely, she felt lighter. For the first time in her life, she hadn't protected her image. She had protected the truth. Later that night, Marcus sat with her on the porch. No anger. No praise. Just honesty. "I didn't do that for forgiveness," she said. "I know," Marcus replied. "I did it so I don't lie anymore." Marcus looked at her for a long moment. "That's all I ever needed," he said quietly. "Not love tied to success. Just truth." She nodded. "I don't expect closeness," she added. "I only ask for the chance to be better." Marcus answered calmly, "Then be better, whether I'm watching or not." Jamal and Keisha struggled most. They had benefited from the lie. Now they had to live without it. "I didn't know how much pressure you carried," Keisha admitted one evening. Marcus shrugged gently. "You weren't supposed to. I was the shield." Jamal lowered his head. "And we let you be," Marcus replied. "Just don't repeat it with your children." That warning stayed with them. Years later, Marcus stood before a new group of students. He told them the truth. Not bitterness. Not revenge. Just wisdom. Never tie your worth to what you earn, he said. And never let anyone make you audition for belonging. The room erupted in applause. Not because he was rich, but because he was free. That night, Marcus wrote one final line in his journal. I was rejected when I was poor, claimed when I was rich, but I became whole when I stopped asking to be chosen. He closed the book. Outside, the city hummed. Inside, peace lived. It was the children who asked the hardest questions. At one of the Foundation's weekend programs, a boy raised his hand. He couldn't have been more than 10. Sir, he said to Marcus, why do some parents love one child more than another? The room went quiet. Marcus didn't rush the answer. Sometimes, he said gently, adults confuse success with worth. And when they do, they hurt the people they're meant to protect. The boy nodded slowly. Does it ever change? Marcus smiled. It can, if someone is brave enough to tell the truth. Across the room, his mother listened, and understood the weight of that sentence. Later that evening, Marcus's mother sat with Jamal's young daughter, Maya. Maya looked up at her. Grandma, did you love my dad when he was little? Yes, she answered quickly. Did you love Uncle Marcus too? The question pierced her. She didn't lie. I should have loved him better, she said softly. Maya frowned. I'm glad you're honest. So was she. That night, she promised herself something sacred. No child in this family will ever earn love with money again. Time passed. The family didn't become perfect, but they became aware. When Jamal corrected his daughter gently instead of harshly, Marcus noticed. When Keisha celebrated her son's effort instead of his results, Marcus smiled. And when their mother stepped back, allowing love without control, Marcus felt peace settle where pain once lived. The cycle hadn't shattered loudly. It ended quietly, with choices. Marcus found it while helping clean old boxes. An envelope, his name written carefully on it. Inside, a letter dated years earlier. Marcus, I don't know how to love you without comparing you. And that scares me because I think you see me clearly. If you ever read this, know that my failure came from fear, not lack of blood. Marcus folded the letter slowly. He didn't need to confront her with it. Understanding had already arrived. Marcus never moved back home. He visited. He supported. He loved, with boundaries. He built a life where no one had to audition for belonging. And for the first time, wealth felt irrelevant. Years later, sitting on a porch at sunset, Marcus told his children a story. Not about money. Not about rejection. But about truth. If someone ever tells you that you don't belong, he said softly, remember this, your worth existed before their opinion. His children leaned against him. Marcus's mother watched from a distance. Not intruding. Not directing. Just witnessing the man her son had become. She whispered to herself, not in shame anymore, but in humility. He was always my son. And this time, the words didn't come with conditions.